First at 4, it is a great day outside right now, but we're tracking some changes that might affect your Father's Day weekend. Also, a shooting mystery in East Point. A young man is left to die near a senior living complex. What we've learned about that case so far. And road rage caught on camera. This confrontation involved two drivers, a fender bender, and a baseball bat that you don't see yet. And here's Paula.
An exciting day in Ann Arbor as the ground is broken and construction is underway for a brand new Fisher House to help veterans.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Welcome to Friday, everybody. I'm Jason Colthorpe in for Karen today. First at 4, a shooting mystery that has police looking for the person who left a 25-year-old to die in a parking lot. It happened early this morning outside the Oakwood Senior Living Complex. That's near 9 Mile and Gratiot. Police say they found the young man lying behind a pickup truck. He later died at the hospital. Police found numerous gun shell casings there, leading them to believe there was some type of shootout. Neighbors say they couldn't believe it was gunshots they heard.
So it sounded just boom, 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 really fast. And I'm thinking, some idiot's out there with fireworks or something,
You'll hear more about the few clues police have to go on right now as our coverage continues tonight at 5. A Dearborn Heights city councilman has taken a plea deal after being charged in a fight with his neighbor. Councilman Raymond Muscat pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor charge. He was originally charged with felony home invasion after fighting with his neighbor over newspapers. Muscat allegedly stormed into his neighbor's home after he caught him dumping old newspapers into his yard. The councilman will be back in court for his sentencing August 13th. Today was the last day of school for students at Harrison High School in Farmington Hills. The class of 2019 is the final senior class to get their diploma from the school. Harrison has been open for 49 years, but declining enrollment led to the school board opting to sell the property back to the city. It's the end of an era for many families there and lots of good football teams. Well, we've been blessed with some good weather most of the week. There's some down spots, but today, man, what a winter. Now we got to wonder about the cookouts, the golf games for all the great fathers out there. Let's get our answers from Andrew Humphrey today. Hey, Andrew.
Hey there, Jason. You're right. Today, absolutely spectacular. We still have the sunshine out there. A few more clouds have moved in. And for Father's Day weekend, yes, they will produce some raindrops. But let's keep it on the good news now, shall we? We have temperatures nicely in the low 70s, right at room temperature. Over at Metro Airport, boom is right. 72 degrees currently, upper 60s, low 70s as we go through the rest of the evening. A little bit breezy out there, but some of those breezes feeling nice. 18-mile-per-hour winds gusting to around 28 miles per hour, so make sure you hold on to your hats. Now, we do have lakeshore flood warnings up for the lakeshore along Lake Huron, right in St. Clair County, and also a flood warning along the Hamburg River over in Livingston County. So in those areas, best to stay on higher ground. But for the evening, we'll continue to see an increase in clouds, but it's dry for all your evening plans, with temperatures mostly in the low 70s still. Great baseball weather as well. We'll talk more about that rain for Father's Day weekend, plus your 7-day forecast coming up.
A key Michigan Democrat is rethinking his thoughts on impeachment of President Donald Trump. Flint Stan Kildee is the whip of the House Democratic Caucus. And in a statement, Kildee says, quote, "The president's recent comments welcoming and encouraging foreign interference in our elections was absolutely chilling." Kildee becomes one of 3 Michigan representatives now calling for impeachment, along with fellow Democrat Rashida Tlaib and Republican Justin Amash. President Trump says he's not going to fire his advisor, Kellyanne Conway. We told you yesterday a federal watchdog agency says Conway is guilty of violating the Hatch Act multiple times. The Hatch Act forbids political activity by certain federal employees while on the job. President Trump told Fox News this morning he won't fire Conway. He says she's a terrific person, and the special counsel is trying to take away her free speech. More U.S. ships could be moving through very volatile waters as the Trump administration considers its next move after these tanker attacks in the Straits of Hormuz. And the U.S. has released new video, it says, that ties Iran to those attacks. Our Kimberly Gill is tracking the developments in that region. Kim.
Hi, Jason. Good afternoon. The standoff between Iran and the U.S. is fast becoming one of the most difficult challenges for the Trump administration. Iran is denying it's responsible for that attack you mentioned. But late yesterday, the U.S. military released this video. Take a look here. It says the video shows an Iranian Navy boat removing an unexploded mine that was attached to the hull of the Japanese-owned tanker that was attacked. The military hopes the video will support Secretary of State Mike Pompeo's assertion that Iran is responsible for the attacks on tankers carrying petroleum supplies. Officials say the Trump administration is considering sending U.S. ships to escort vessels through the critical shipping area. Senator Lindsey Graham says he hopes the escorts start immediately. Meanwhile, Iran's president says it's the U.S. that presents a, quote, serious threat to stability in the Gulf region. His foreign minister accuses Iran's enemies, including Saudi Arabia, Israel, and the United Arab Emirates, of trying to frame Iran. Iran says it doesn't make sense to attack a Japanese tanker while that country's prime minister was actually visiting Iran. So tensions have been on the rise since President Trump pulled out of a nuclear deal with Iran, so the country is under crushing sanctions. Right now, it's not clear how or when this standoff in a very dangerous region might be resolved. So, Jason, we'll, of course, keep our eye on any new developments and bring them to you as we get them. Until then, we'll send it back to you in the newsroom.
All right, Kim, see you at 5. Some sad news out of Chicago, where a baby has died weeks after he was cut from his mother's womb. The family of Giovanni Lopez say the baby boy died this morning. He had been in the ICU since April after his mother was killed when she was lured to a home for free baby clothes. Instead, she was strangled and her baby horrifically taken from her. Prosecutors say the crime was part of a plot for one woman to raise the child as her own after her own son had died. Last month, the family posted this photo of the boy being held by his father. Road rage in Georgia here. Dash cam shows a driver cutting off a blue car and speeding away. The blue car then catches up, causes a fender bender here, and then confronts the other driver. Watch closely here. You're going to see that other driver go after the blue car with a baseball bat. That's when the driver, see, he starts with the bat. He's banging on there. The driver puts him in a headlock. He's dragging him down the road. That goes on for a half mile. Police eventually arrested the man in the blue car for assault. The other man was given a warning about aggressive driving, and the man that was dragged not seriously injured. They are American heroes who need help. Now, new support for veterans is coming from a project called Fisher House. And if you haven't heard of that, Fisher House is to vets what Ronald McDonald House is to sick kids. And Michigan is finally getting one. Our Paula Tutman this afternoon with those who will benefit the most.
For those of us who are sick of construction, this is different. I want you to consider this. Take a look at where that foundation is and imagine a warm place for a family to stay. Perhaps a hot cup of coffee for a hurting veteran. A place of love, free for families. It is an iconic image, the Time Photograph of the Year in 2007. And while you've probably seen the picture, do you know the story of one of the men in it?
Fire and explosions weren't anything remotely new to us. This day just happened to be a little different.
At just 18 years old, Lance Corporal Daniel Patrick of Leslie, Michigan, was blown up by a grenade in Fallujah, Iraq.
It destroyed part of my hand and my hip, my pelvis, and gave me a traumatic brain injury and ended my career as a Marine.
He spent 4 years in and out of VA hospitals, and during one return visit, instead of having to rent a hotel room, he was invited to stay at a Fisher House.
The simplest way to put it is like a Ronald McDonald House for our military and veteran families. It's a great place for families to have respite when their loved one is wounded, ill, or injured. It's also a great way to make sure that our veterans get access to the care that they've earned. Many veterans won't choose VA because they can't bring their families. Now they can.
The concept of the Fisher House has been around for 30 years. There are 84 sprinkled throughout the country and 6 currently under construction, including today. Ground was ceremoniously broken for Michigan's first, the Ann Arbor Fisher House, right next to the VA Ann Arbor healthcare system.
It's going to mean faster recovery, the encouragement, and the means to the family also is the support of the other families. They're going through the same thing you're going through, and just to have them with you.
I was invited to host the groundbreaking program with dignitaries, lawmakers, veterans. Now, construction has actually already started. But today, at the ceremonial groundbreaking, a 28-shovel affair. Some 34,000 families have been served by the various Fisher houses in the nation. On any given evening, 1,100 families are near their loved ones who are receiving treatment at a VA hospital, and they don't have to worry about a hotel room, sleeping in a lobby or a car, or even a hot meal. In a state that has long awaited its own Fisher House, finally, construction everyone can get behind.
I laid down in that bed, and the next thing I knew, I wake up, and it was about 11 hours later. And I always tell people that was the best night's sleep that I ever had.
Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Yeah, Paula, what a story. Anything veterans need, we owe it to them. Now, fundraising continues for a second Fisher House to be built in Michigan. The next location would be in Detroit, next to the John Dingell VA. Still to come, how many times do you catch yourself looking down at your phone? Doctors now wonder if that pressure is creating a new bone spike. The story that will have you feeling the back of your neck for sure. Also, new questions about whether Columbine High School should be torn down. What happened this year to increase concerns of that, and what a replacement might cost. And the story behind a gorilla custody case, including the connection to one of the most famous gorillas the world has ever known. News from across America next.